Good evening, gentlemen. You know the news. India has lost the final of the World Test Championship, and it's been a comprehensive defeat. But frankly, I'm not surprised. Just about a week back, I was sitting in the bar in one of the clubs, and I was talking to a brigadier who told me that India will put in a good show in this match because we got star players like Kohli and so many others, and the Aussies have been beaten in India. They're going to lose in England also, and India is going to be the world champion in Test cricket. I differed with him. I said, whatever the performance of India in India is quite different, and when India goes abroad and plays, it's quite different. I remember once Sunil Gavaskar had said about the Indian team being tigers at home and pussycats abroad. So, keeping that in mind, I was pretty certain that India is going to lose this test match. And precisely it has happened. Because one thing, let's accept the fact that the Indians are good losers. And India has a record of always losing most of the matches abroad. We talk of Mahendra Singh Dhoni being a great player, wonderful man in the one-day format, but he was captain of the Indian team. He left India to 8 consecutive defeats in England and Australia, 4 tests apiece with Tendulkar in the side. You all must remember that. He was to be sacked as captain, but political overtones and the casting vote of the chairman that time saved him. So this is the point I'm coming to. We have a lot of hero worship in India when the performance of most of the sportsmen is very poor. And this defeat at the hands of Australia is an eye-opener, at least for a few of the people who have been talking big things about the Indian cricket. Firstly, I think Rahul Sharma was not the right man to lead India. His performance has been pretty poor as captain, and though he's been good in the one-day format, he goes and hits double centuries and all that, but in test matches he's suspect. Even Virat Kohli's performance in England is not much, and that is the problem. In fact, his performance, or for that matter, most of the Indians, when they go abroad, their performance becomes very poor. So anyway, gentlemen, the Indian team is defeated, but there are some other points which I like to bring out to your notice. Firstly, India is a country with a population of 140 crores. That is about 1400 million. And it's a sad commentary on the standard of sports in the country, or the cricket team, or whatever game you take it, that India is not able to win anywhere. And we play against countries which have populations of, say, 50 million, 10 million, 25 million. I mean, just imagine, we got 1400 million people, and we can't put up a team to beat a country which has a population of maybe just about 25 million. This is so sad. Normally, India should have been able to throw up at least 100 teams, but we are not able to throw up even one. And there are so many reasons for it. It's not all politics. It is basically of the national health. I remember when I was in working with one of my companies, I had a Chinese employee who was not a Chinese, he was a local Singaporean Chinese. And he told me, sir, can you tell me why China goes and wins 400 medals in the Olympics and your country goes and wins 1 medal only? So I didn't have an answer. I said, well, it's politics, or maybe something else. But now I can tell you it's not just politics, it is the lack of application, the lack of national health, because this has been neglected by the Indian governments for the last 75 years. We've been concentrating on other things and not on national health or on sports, because unless the national health improves, how are you going to produce any sportsmen? And this defeat in cricket at the hand of Australia is a manifestation of that. I think, frankly, if you ask me, I'd feel pretty ashamed that a nation of 140 crores or 1400 million people is not able to produce a team which can beat a nation like Australia. We just say, I think, maybe about 25 or 30 million people. It's so sad. I mean, what is the use of talking big things here, And in every field you take it, India is doing the same thing. We've been competing in Olympics for the last 128 years, I think 123 years or something, and we have just a handful of medals to show. The Chinese didn't come in for a long time, and when they came in, they won 400 medals. And even smaller countries like Iran or Mongolia, they win at least half a dozen gold medals. We don't win anything, and we win one, and then we start clapping. It's a great victory. Cricket is a passion for the Indians, and I just don't know what's the use of that passion when you don't win anywhere. You're not a world champion. And the only place the Indians look strong where they can win is on doctored pitches, which are played in India when you have that soft pitches, where the pace bowlers can't make the ball rise. And so they become pussycats. I remember, Frank Warner, when he came to India, he was asked about the Indian pitches. He said if Wesley Hall and Charlie Griffith start playing in India, they'll also start bowling off spin and leg spin, because we don't have pitches of that nature. And secondly, maybe the build of the Indians is not conducive to sports because of the poor diet. And we haven't produced spacemen of the caliber of, say, Ray Lindwall or Dennis Lilly or Malcolm Marshall. Any of those terror pacemen never been there. We had good swing bowlers, couple they were there. But then the net result has been still not what it should have been. Well, gentlemen, the story's over. It's all over. Bar the shouting. India has been defeated by Australia, and it calls for some retrospection. And it's not a nice thing that you should be a good loser all the time. You got to sweep the Augean stables. The Dhoni lost 8 in a row and still he continued. And now the people who have not performed in this match, like say Pujara and even Rohit Sharma, they need to be sacked. There's no question of it. I think Kohli's been given a long rope. Give him a little more, but then after that, if he doesn't perform, he should go. And we should look for fresh blood. If we're going to lose, why not lose with youngsters? Gentlemen, but then there's a deep-rooted problem, and that deep-rooted problem is the national health. Who's going to improve that? That's the answer which I want to give. I'll close now, say, gentlemen, goodbye, Jai Hind, glory to India, and I hope India is going to win some medals in the next Olympics. And maybe at some stage we'll win the World Cup or something when it's played abroad. Thank you and goodbye. Take care. Do subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and come back for more.